It's an election year. I think no matter where you are on the political spectrum, we can all agree there's an immigration problem in this country. And I think I have the solution. Yeah. I think we should have illegal immigrants hunt down pedophiles. Hold on. And every time an illegal immigrant catches a pedophile, we grant them full citizenship. Yeah. And we call it Alien versus Predator. Listen, hey. And we televise it. We televise it. We make some money out of it. The network makes money. Our streets are safer. My parents get citizenship. It'll be good. I am Arab on both sides, but I think you can tell 9/11 didn't really affect me like that. Yeah, I was good. I was solid. Had a great year actually. 2001 was a good year. 50 Cent dropped a new album. I was living my life. Yeah. Hey man, I appreciate you guys for laughing at jokes. Comedians, you never know like we're up here making you guys laugh, but you never know like their whole world can be caving in on them, and you wouldn't know. Like for example, I lost my grandma last week at Walmart. It was traumatic. I thought she was paralyzed from the neck down. Turns out she was just lazy and just walked away. She's dead though. She's actually dead now. Super dead. Yeah, she's very dead. I'm not gonna lie, happiest day of my life. Personally, for me, not for her. I had a good time. It's sad when somebody dies when they're 50 or 60, but this woman was 97 years old. Yeah, and she was paralyzed. She was 3 years shy of 100. She was so old, she finished her Vaseline jar. I don't know if you know how petroleum jelly works, but that thing's supposed to last 3 lifetimes. And she finished it in one. Like, who's the oldest person here? Shout your age. Anybody over 60? Yeah, you're at the beginning of your Vaseline jar. You can still return it, honestly. She finished it completely. I remember looking at the bottom of that Vaseline jar and I thought money was gonna come out. I really didn't know what to expect. Every day I went to sleep and I hoped to wake up the next morning and see her face airbrushed on a white t-shirt with angel wings. It sounds cruel, but you have to understand. My grandma, she was schizophrenic, she was paralyzed, but she also had a Middle Eastern sense of humor. Very traumatic for me. She did not hold back. Her insults weren't just regular insults, they were ancient. They were laced with culture. It was not good. I remember I was sitting at dinner one time, me, my parents, and her, and she looks at me with kindness in her eyes, and she asked me this question, and I still think about it till this day. She was just like, if God gave you a box with everything and everyone you've ever lost, what's the first thing you're gonna go looking for? I was like, wow. And I looked at my parents and like, I think your grandma's doing better. And I said, me too. And I went to sleep. And by the way, me and my grandma shared the same room. I don't know why. My parents looked at both of us, they're like, they're both mentally ill. Just put them together, they'll figure it out. And I was asleep, dead of night, 3 in the morning. My grandma just gets up after she said that beautiful question, and she was like, you know, those aren't your real parents, right? And I was like, oh, here we go. God. Yeah, it was rough. I remember I'd be watching cartoons, she'd look at me and she'd be like, you know you're never gonna own land, right? And I was so immature. I looked at her and I was like, what a weak insult, Grandma. It's not gonna faze me. What a weak insult. And then I moved to Los Angeles. And I'm like, yo, she's right. I'm never gonna own land. Yeah, it was rough. But you know what? Have you guys ever heard of this man named Matt Calcidrian? He's an Italian man. It's a very odd story. It baffles me all the time. But this is a man who, when it fell into a coma one time, the coma lasted 5 years. Within that coma, he was lucid dreaming. And he lived a 10-year-old life where he had another wife, another set of kids, and he lived very happy. And when he woke up, he found himself married to somebody else. His kids weren't real, and he was mourning a life that he never lived, people that never existed. And I read that story, and I noticed that people, when he woke up, they thought he was like schizophrenic. And they called him crazy until they realized what was really going on. And I was like, oh my God, are we calling my grandma crazy and she's having a similar experience? Like, what if that happened to my grandma? I started sympathizing. And I was like, wait a minute. Even in her wildest lucid dreams, I still didn't own land. So that lady can burn in hell, I don't care.